Let's talk about YouTube. I hate YouTube. It's really stinky and I hate it. Let's talk about YouTube for a second. I hate YouTube. There should be so many reasons to love it, right? But as we know in life, the negatives always outweigh the positives. So I love watching channels like Wendigoon. I love watching MXR Plays, yada yada. But like, they're not as good as they should be. You know, channels like this, a lot of channels have to deal with this problem. They have to dance around language. They have to dance around what they do, what they say. And it just makes everything unfun, you know? It's not the same like when you're at the grocery store and you're arguing with your mom, but it's like, okay, I gotta remember there could be like children or, you know, sensitive people on the other side of this aisle, right? So I gotta watch what I say. So you're just like bantering with your mom, like, well, never mind. Yeah, you gotta watch what you say in a place like a grocery store. YouTube is not the grocery store, okay? You should be able to do and say whatever you want. And if someone comes in and watches and listens and, you know, something happens that they don't like, they should just be able to leave. You know, they can complain in the comments, they can give a dislike, whatever, and then they leave. Like, YouTube should not have this system where it's like, oh, it was reported or the bot picked up that you said or did this thing, whatever, and now you're not monetized or your video's taken down, you got a strike, blah, blah, blah. Like MXR Plays, their channel should not have gotten a strike for Gordon Ramsay's head being on a belly dancer's body, and they were told it was unwanted sexualization. That's a load of BS, and we all know it. Nothing made me more sad in recent times than watching I don't know if it's the most recent, but it was one of them, where they were on vacation, right? And it was like all happy, good. And then like the last couple minutes of the video, it was like super depressing because they had to go home after only a day of being there because they felt the need. They really felt the need to go back home in order to manage the channel a bit because they didn't want to get a third strike and just lose their channel while they're on vacation in another country. That should not be a thing. And the channels like Wendigoon, they should not have to dance around talking about serious topics because, oh, YouTube thinks I'll trigger people, so I gotta be cutesy about serious topics or else they'll figure me out. And then like YouTube's a super liberal platform, right? And you're not allowed to swear or else you get demonetized. Like, what? It's like the first minute or something, but really, you're not gonna let liberals swear? They have the most like sailor mouths of anyone I've ever talked to. It's really frustrating and it's ridiculous, and I don't want to make videos or content here because like it's gonna be super frustrating. You don't want to work or do work for something and someone else is gonna come and like heavily criticize it or order you to change it or delete it or whatever. Like it's like you're working on a sandcastle on the beach and then someone's like, nah, it's too many or not enough detail in your sandcastle, and then they just like take a volleyball and just they destroy it. They just annihilate your freaking the thing you've been working on, and you're just like sad. I've never made a sandcastle, by the way. I'm not speaking from personal experience. Anyway, though, this is why people are putting their stuff on Rumble and seeing if they can switch over to Rumble, because YouTube is not a platform for creators. It's really not. They shill to these big names, you know, like legacy media. They have a bunch of legacy media and these stupid actors, and they feature their content on the main page. And they don't care about the little people anymore. They don't. They only care about the big names. That's all they care about. They don't care about the little people, man. Especially with their freaking their report system and their copyright claims system they have. Did you know if someone does a copyright claim on your video and you try to combat that, YouTube makes you send your personal information to the other person as like proof that you're filing for legal action, and you know your video will be back up in like a week or two. It's like, dude, they ask you to dox yourself in order to combat an unrightful claim on your video. Who wants to deal with that? Nobody wants to deal with that. I forgot who I watched recently, but he's been like, he's had to deal with this like cyber stalker for like years, and the person is constantly doxing him and doxing other people. He's a huge menace to society, and no one's doing anything about it. Nobody. And it's like, why would you want This platform is not good. It's really not. And I'm not saying Rumble is any better, but YouTube has proven that they're not a good company. They're not looking out for you. They don't care about you. Rumble is not perfect. Its searching system is pretty bad. I think I looked up gaming, just as a test, and I scrolled down. There was like somebody hunting or something, like I guess big game hunting, but there was a lot of other unrelated things there. That's the one that stood out to me though. Anyway, but they're probably working on that. They're working on a lot of things. They have a nice app. They actually look like they're gonna be doing great. The only problem is searchability. Also, like on channels, you can't make playlists or anything, so your videos are just kind of like in a timeline, and that's the only way you're gonna be able to look for videos, which I guess isn't the worst thing. But if there's like a 50 episode series, like let's say Game Grumps put their channel on Rumble, you know how annoying that's going to be to look for like a series you want to watch. Like how they take long hiatuses on a certain series. Like they'll be at like episode 29 and they'll stop playing that game for a while, and then out of nowhere it'll be like episode 30, and then it's like, oh, I didn't even know they were playing this game. So then you have to go on the playlist that they have on YouTube so you can watch the whole series or whatever. But on Rumble you can't do that. If you see like episode 30 and you're like, oh cool, they're playing that game, and you want to like start from episode 1, you're gonna be sitting on like the search page for minutes. It shouldn't take minutes to look for a video. It should take you like a couple clicks at the most. Oh boy. But yeah, Rumble's not perfect, but I have faith that they're gonna get better. I'm sure they will. Yeah, I just don't want to work for a platform that is gonna suppress me in any way. Like, I get that rules are a thing, and sure, Rumble and Twitter are applying the rules equally, at least currently, and that's all people care about. But there's unneeded censorship on YouTube that no one wants to deal with, so people are barely watching my videos anyway. I swear I was getting a bunch of views, but then in one episode I mentioned suicide, and I'm pretty sure after that, like, I was getting no views on my videos at all. So I don't know. It's not something I want to deal with, and if I'm gonna have to deal with that anyway, I might as well invest in Rumble and just upload my stuff there. YouTube is not worth the time anymore. Anyway, I'm like a huge anti-censorship kind of guy. I feel like people can decide for themselves what they want to watch and what they like and dislike and can hear and cannot hear. I don't think a big entity should be able to decide that for you. I can't stand being monitored, and I can't stand being nitpicked and yada yada. So anyway, follow me on Twitter and Rumble for more of my senseless rants and opinions. Love you. Bye.